we're a young country. We're composed of a lot of young people. Our average age is about 23 or 22 years old. So it makes sense that for our country to move forward, the youth have to take an active role in that.
I also had and continue to believe that young people have so much potential, they have so much energy.
It's the youth who will change the world for us. They will determine how our future will be, and so it's important for us to invest in the young people of today.
The Philippine youth that I know, they volunteer, they care about their communities, they're willing to give their time, their effort, sometimes their own funds, what little that they have, for their fellow men. And that's the face of the youth that we also want to show to the world.
The individual alone cannot make great change. The individual alone, although critical, the individual must embrace change if change is to happen. But he or she alone, without the support of others, will not be able to effect that change. So that's why it became Tayo.
When we started Tayo in 2003, although we started talking about it earlier, there were no awards for groups. All of the awards were for individuals. And when we would go around to different areas, we would see so many youth organizations, volunteer groups who were doing so much for their community.
I felt that if we provide a vehicle for young people to be able to participate and get involved and become engaged, that they would come.
Historically, it always goes back to Filipinos coming together. Whether it's a revolution or it's a major political action, it's only when Pinoys come together that we can actually achieve greatness.
We'd like to reach out and be able to touch more lives. We'd like to inspire more young people. And therefore, it was really putting also the trust, believing in young people, believing that young people can.
Initially, I think the difficulty was getting young people to recognize their own efforts, because it was very unnatural for these youth organizations to think of themselves as having done great things. Through the years, through the decade that has passed, we've seen that a lot of young people value this award and really look at it as not just a pat on the back, or a thank you for all of their service, but also to show that they stand side by side with each other in trying to push for these reforms and push for these changes in our community or in our country.
The response of the sector was overwhelming. We had over 100 applicants, entries who wanted to participate. So there and then it validated precisely what I felt was a growing desire for people, particularly young people, to do something.
Well, the mission of the Coca-Cola Foundation is actually the same as the mission of Coca-Cola. It's to refresh the world, inspire moments of happiness and optimism, create value and make a difference. So you see, it's so close to what Tayo does also. That's why we really see a good fit between Tayo and the Coke Foundation.
If we continue to do this niche program, it's a niche program when it started, hopefully we'll reach the point where it becomes a mainstream program. That when people talk about the latest trends or the latest TV shows or movies, maybe down the line they'll also be talking about these latest projects or these latest volunteer activities that young people are doing in the same breath.
Ultimately, moving forward, obviously the country continues to face a lot of serious challenges and problems, and therefore, for as long as those problems exist, then Tayo has every reason, to not only rest on its laurels, but to do even better and reach out to more and inspire more, so that the more we inspire, the more we reshape communities nationwide, and the more we move towards a country that we can be proud of.